Hey, it's Asha Dawson, founder and lead planner of Event Productions by Jen here in Atlanta, Georgia. And I'm here today to talk a little bit about thinking about your ceremony, thinking about those specific components that will make it yours, and also the things that are typical in the industry for a wedding ceremony. So let's begin with the different people of a ceremony. You're going to have your wedding party, of course, the bridal party. You will have an officiant, whether they're symbolic or actually have the legal power to marry you. And then you'll also have, of course, the bride and the groom, and then anyone who is supporting logistically. So you may have a flower girl, right? She's kind of throwing the petals, adding decor. You may have ushers, or that's a very churchy term. You may have ushers or greeters who hand out programs, and so those are the main components of the people in a ceremony. So as you're formulating what and who to include, just remember that there are different roles, and none of these are set in stone, but those are the people you want to be thinking about. The officiant serves a really important role here because they can work with you to develop your order of service, okay? I want to say that again. You don't have to do this on your own. You can develop your short or long order of service with your officiant. This is what they're supposed to be good at doing, okay? But sometimes they don't know, or maybe you have a friend who's never done this before, and you want to think about some ways to support them and make sure that everything that you want is incorporated. The ceremony is a really important time for the couple to show the wedding guests who they are and what they value. There's really no other time besides any speech you may make at a reception where you're really gonna have every single person captive in their attention. It's going to be hard to get them to listen for longer than 5 minutes, right? So this is an opportunity to show them exactly who you are as a couple. So really take this opportunity, even if your ceremony is 15 minutes long, take this opportunity, right? This is really the reason for the season, if you will, of the wedding. So some core elements that go into it. You're going to, of course, have a processional. You're going to have a processional. In addition to that, you're going to have some sort of welcome. So whether that be from the officiant, what have you, typically is, could be a parent, but someone who gives a welcome to the occasion. In addition to that, you would probably have some form of a reading. Okay, maybe that's a poem, maybe it's a song, but something that is artistic in nature. Then after, you may have some kind of vow exchange. You may do classic vows where the officiant reads and you repeat everything. Some couples like doing their vows separately, but you would have some kind of vows. You have a ring exchange. There should also be a moment in more traditional ceremonies where the officiant says some words that are like a blessing, if you will. Stating the meaning of marriage, right? What is the point of all of this? Really giving us, setting the scene for the occasion. It's really nice to have that kind of wisdom imparted during a ceremony, because that's what people expect out of a ceremony. And then, of course, at the end, there should be the pronouncement, which is, I now pronounce you, da 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 da, I now present, to you, da 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 da, and then you'd have a recessional. So those are the nuts and bolts of a ceremony. The things that you need to consider is how long you want your ceremony to be. You should also consider who and how many people you really want to be a part of this. Some couples are very simple and they just want it to be the two of them, or they may have a more elaborate, more complex ceremony. But those are the decisions to be making early on. You want to make these choices before you decide with the venue how long your ceremony time will be, okay? Because a lot of couples make the mistake of oh, let's do hour-long ceremony, right, in our booking, and then we'll have the reception afterwards. Well, a lot of people do not have hour-long ceremonies. They don't even have 45-minute long ceremonies. So there's usually some kind of overestimate for the ceremony time. Go ahead and start giving it thought ahead of time, so that way when you're actually booking, you can take that into consideration, and you might even be able to save money that way. So once again, think about the ceremony before you are booking the venue time for your ceremony, so that way you have a better sense of how much time you'll need, and certainly get a better sense of what kind of occasion you want this to be.